NCC was a stepping stone for my selected career subsequently. When I decided
in this episode, the part 4, we have an interesting personality, an alumnus of 1969 batch. Please do join to watch this part 4 of the podcast interview. Thank you. TV viewers,
okay.
I'm delighted to invite Major General S. Sundar, AVSM, for the part 4 podcast interview. We have done 3 parts interview, and the association approached the current principal, Sri R.N. Sendil Kumar, who has given the interview, the facilities available, and what are the other infrastructure facilities available in the school. He has also thanked the Alumni Association for wonderful contribution to enhance the quality of Kendriya Vidyalaya IIT Chennai. In today's episode, I'm delighted to have Major General S. Sundar, AVSM. As you know, G. Chris TV and Bhakti TV has done more than 300 interviews. I must have done nearly about 150 interviews with great personalities. It is adding feather to cap to G. Chris TV to have an interview with a senior defense official who is decorated with AVSM. So I wish to thank the Kendriya Vidyalaya Alumni Association for giving an opportunity to interview the alumnus of 1969 batch. And so welcome, Major General S. Sundar. You are from the 1969 batch of Kendriya Vidyalaya IIT. Definitely you will have some sweet memories.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me, Mr. Krishnan. Yes, I had done my initial schooling in Bombay and Delhi, and I reached the school in 65 to join the 8th standard. It was a different experience. Imagine seeing a brand new building in a very salubrious environment. The building shaped like an aeroplane. The classrooms are on the wings. The body of the plane was where we had our laboratories, our library, and the tail unit, the tail end of it, we had the principal's office, the administrative offices, and our assembly area used to be towards the nose of the plane. I mean, imagine sitting in a classroom where the entire wall opens out.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking outside to see deer grazing. I mean, this was an amazing experience. Hearing the previous podcast, actually, when Anandanayan's podcast, as well as Balasubramaniam's, Kalyanram and Mohandas, I felt, they're all inspiration for us who followed them in that class. The first batch had just 5 students. The second had 14. Ours was a bigger batch. We had about, I think, 27 in the 8th standard. Teachers, they were amazing set. We had Mrs. Tatyanarayana, our class teacher, maths. We had Swaminathan sir teaching us physics. We had Ms. Rajeshwari teaching us chemistry. Our English was Gururaja Rao sir. I'd like to especially mention Ms. Rukmini, who was our Hindi teacher. Oh. She took a little liking to me because I actually was a reasonably good singer those days. So she trained me and said we must take part in inter-school competitions. We did a lot of competitions all over Madras, patriotic songs and poetry and other things in Hindi. Surprisingly, I don't think I did very well in that subject when I finally passed out, but the other subjects went off very well. I don't know whether you're aware, Mr. Krish, in 2018, some of our students, about 18-20 of us in the 68 to 70 batch, we decided to commemorate 50 years of our association with the school. We decided to felicitate the available teachers. Selected Kozhikode as the location because our Chandy sir, who happened to be the physical training instructor, was not keeping well. He was ailing those days. So we went there. And we were joined by 4 of our teachers. Joseph sir came from Trivandrum, and we had our physics sir, Swaminathan sir, came from Bangalore. We had Rao sir, our craft teacher, who came from Chennai. And 3 days in Kottayam, amazing time which we had. And what a pleasure to see our old teachers and be able to convey to them our respects, our regard, and thank them for making us who we are.
So it would have been a great reunion meeting for you, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it was. It was an amazing time.
Okay. So seeing you in the in an army uniform, anybody will ask you, why do you choose a defense career rather than a comfortable job in a sitting in a public sector or any government organization working from 10 to 5 or 9 to 6? What made you the different person?
Uh, Actually, I don't think, though I come from a defense background, my father was in the defense. I did think of this as a career initially. However, my father had different plans for me. In those days, career options were either an engineer or a doctor. I mean, the normal way of looking at it, and professional careers. So father generally came out to say, you join the IIT. It was just that. Incident occurred during our final year. The director of marine engineering training had come to our school from Calcutta. His son was a junior in school. He spoke to the final year passing out class, and generally he told us, he said, children, give me 12 to 15 years of your life, 4 years of training, spend 10 years at sea, see the world, earn a lot of money, and get a show job, settle down. Somehow that felt very good. So along with a friend of mine and classmate of mine, Ramchandran, and me, we both applied for this. And thing is that we qualified. Though there were only 100 seats all India, both of us qualified. But my father had different take on it. He just said, son, sea is not for you. Don't ask me why, but that was it. And I joined a college, and I was in Guwahati. Luckily, now I got a chance to join the NCC, the Air Wing NCC I joined. I was interested in flying, and I got to fly. The NCC life was not just this usual drill and marching and things like that. I got to attend about 7-8 camps of theirs, where team building was actually the focus. Met a lot of people, interacted with them, fantastic life. And then I got to attend the Republic Day parade in Delhi in 70. January 70, I was there in the parade. In 71, I got selected to attend an international air camp along with another cadet from an air cadet from Patiala. Both of us were there at Seletar Air Base, Singapore for about 15 days with an international set of air cadets. It was a terrific experience there anyway. And frankly, the NCC was a stepping stone for my selected career subsequently. When I decided to post-graduation and I was in my post-graduation, I said, now let me join the army. I appeared for the CDS examination, and in 73, I joined the IMA and I got my commission in the artillery, the air defense branch of artillery in 75 June. After 36 years plus service, I finally retired in 2011.
2011. Okay, that is a very interesting career, which I think the younger generation will be happy to know, and they'll be interested to know, because army, like doctors and engineers, is everybody's dream, but not everybody, go into the right path to become a defense personnel, isn't it? Serving for the nation is the ultimate for everybody. So
I put it this way: there's a little bit of a you can say misconception with the general public. The feeling is that one, the defense service requires people who are, extremely athletic. That way. Or the other fallacy in this is the fact that maybe only dummies are the requirement to join the defense service, and they're just not the qualified. Both the assumptions are fallacies. I'll put it that way. Of course, the service is not looking for academic prowess nor physical prowess, but an average of both. Be physically fit, mentally agile, with a certain amount of qualification which is required for the service. Right? An aspiring candidate for the defense services, let's say, has a number of venues to join the service as an officer.
This is required for viewers of G. Christie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Younger generation.
True.
Yeah.
So if you see younger generation,
yeah,
if they look at it, say they finish their 12th standard, and these children appear for the National Defense Academy examination, and if they qualify, they get into it, they do 3 years in the NDA, and then go to the different streams of Army, Navy, or Air Force to get commissioned into the respective streams. Right. The other way of getting into it is a 10+2 candidate with, say, maths, physics, and chemistry in their 12th standard, having 60% marks, can directly apply for joining the defense service. And if they are in the merit list, they get called for the interview, and then they get selected to attend one of the 3 colleges, Army colleges, the Military College of Engineering in Pune, the Military College of Electrical Mechanical Engineers in Hyderabad, or the Military College of Telecommunication Engineering in Mao. These 3 colleges, after 4 years of training, they commission the cadets as officers in the Indian Army in any branch. So this is another way of getting into it. The third way is those who have graduated, those who have obtained a graduation, they can now take the serious, any discipline. They can take the serious examination. Basically consists of 3 papers, a maths paper, a general knowledge, and basically the English, maths, and general knowledge. These 3 papers. And once they qualify, then they get to join the IMA for the Army, the INA, Indian Naval Academy in Kozhikode, in Yerimala, and or the Air Force Academy, which is in Dindigul. These 4 places they can join. Other than this, some candidates are selected and they go and join the short service and OTA, that is Madras. They have the Officers Training Academy there for a short service course, which gives you a commission for 5 years, followed by an extension if required, or you become a permanent officer. Done? Right. Now, all these people who are taking these examinations or preparing their defense career need to go through what is called the Service Selection Board. This is where the actual testing is done. The Service Selection Board for the Army, Navy, or Air Force candidates basically tests the candidates over a 3 to 5 year period. Days. During that period, there are different types of assessors who check the candidate's physical prowess, nothing much, certain amount of little bit of a little running, a few obstacles or something like that. Test their mental ability in terms of problem solving, debates, lectures, and a psychological profile done by a psychiatrist. And then we have also a physical interview conducted by a trained interviewer. Once these are completed, then all the 3 assessors get together and discuss a candidate to see his suitability to join the defense service. So that is where the main thing comes. Now here, what we got to tell our younger generation is that communication is a very important tool. Today's generation is so fixated on their electronic gadgetry that they are into non-verbal communication most of the time. They are sending mails, tweets, and messages rather than speaking. They should realize that a very important aspect is interpersonal communication. Physical communication, hearing your own voice, is an important requirement. It doesn't matter what language you speak. The SSB is, willing to listen to candidates in, nowadays we look at English or Hindi. These two languages, whichever you're proficient in, speak. But speak. Convey your ideas. For the younger generation, why I'm talking about the aspect of physical communication is also, once you are a good communicator, it will stand you in good stead in your later life. When you enter the job field, you need to communicate. So get into the habit of talking, debating, expressing your own views. And even I think our educators, our teachers should also encourage the children in classrooms to come out and say something, speak to their fellow students so that they build up their self-confidence level. This will stand them in great stead for all those who are planning for a career in the defense services. Finally, I'd just like to add one little bit here. Mr. Krishnan, some children possibly may not, or due to physical financial constraints, not being able to get into the officer cadre level of the NDA or 10+2 scheme, could plan to try for the Agniveer scheme, which has been recently introduced about 3 years back by the government, to join the Army, Navy, or Air Force as a soldier, sailor, or airman. Mind you, the Agniveer scheme is an excellent scheme, gives them a very good start, a starting salary of about 30,000 rupees with their, everything taken care of, plus allowances. Their food, their accommodation, everything is taken care of for them. They get a very good amount of leave, 2 months. There's a lot of, they get well taken care of. Now, once they finish 4 years, then 75% of them are actually going to be sent home. Only 25% are going to be retained. This 75% are going to be sent home with 10 to 12 lakh rupees. That is a type of, you can say, foundation, financial foundation for those who started off without anything. And maybe after 4 years, you have some financial standing with which you can then explore the job market outside. So this is another scheme which is available. It's across the services, Army, Navy, and Air Force. And in fact, the Navy is also taking girls into the Agniveer scheme. So I'm sure the children should give this thought. And let me put it this way: the service is a very attractive career. You see the world, at least I did. You serve all over the country. You get to meet various people, and it builds character. I think that is a very, very important quality to have. If you go back to our friend Kalyanaraman's point about grit, yes, he mentioned that, remember, just studying is not enough, or working is not enough. You need that grit, that passion to succeed.
True.
Is a requirement. Yes, that's across the board. And as we generally say in the defense, we just say, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. So it's a lot of mental involvement that you got to keep. Nothing is impossible. The world is yours. All you got to do is go and take it.
Sir, Major General Sundar, you have given a wealth of information. I think whoever has got the opportunity to see this interview can be influenced to decide towards a defense career. And you have given the entire job opportunities in a matter of few minutes. So that is wonderful information for the viewers of G. Krish TV.
Yes.
Anything else you'd like to send a message apart from this to the viewers of G. Krish TV, as well as our students of Kendriya Vidyalaya IIT and students community at large?
Definitely. I think we learned a lot. We respected our teachers. Frankly, we worshipped them. I'll put it that way. I don't expect that. I don't think today's students should inculcate that thing. But there is a requirement to respect that community, give it their due. Sometimes today I get a feeling with there's so much of knowledge available on the net, which generally what happens is that everybody feels that they know more than the person they're listening to. The Google doctor, if I put it that way. Possibly we need to give that community of teachers a lot of respect, and I'm sure that will stand them in good stead later in life.
Yeah. And you rose to the level of Major General, and also you have that honor of AVS.
Basically, let me put it this way: in the service, as you progress, one type of award is called the Gallantry Awards. They are based on an act of gallantry. That means it can happen at any time in your career as you progress. I mean, it's an incident-based requirement. You were faced with a situation and you proved yourself in that situation, for which you get commended, and the Gallantry Award is yours. These are awards like your Paramveer Chakra, Mahavir Chakra, your Veer Chakra, Shaurya Chakra. So these are specific to an operation. Now we come on to meritorious service, in the sense, when you are doing the job you're supposed to do and you do it well, you're commended. These become service awards. The first such award was given to me in 1996 when I was serving in the Army headquarters. At that time, I got the Chief of Army Staff's commendation. That was the first one that came my way. Subsequently, after a period of about 15, 16 years, in 2006, I came back to the Army headquarters. I was heading a department which was called the Director General of Weapons and Equipment. So during that period of my service, the government decided that my service needs to be commended with this particular award that you mentioned, the Ati Vishesh Seva Medal. And this was presented to me by our then President of India, Srimati Patil. In fact, in my background, there is a photo showing that award. That's it. So that was it. And this was conferred to me in 2009.
Okay.
So that's the way it was. I was very indebted to the government for that.
Okay. So it is pleasure talking to Major General Sundar. You have crisply put how the younger generation can come into the defense force. So your useful information, in brief, will be helpful to the viewers of G Chris TV. On behalf of the Alumni Association with Kendriya Vidyalaya IIT Chennai, on my behalf, I wholeheartedly thank you. As I said earlier, it is an honor to do an interview with Major General who decorated with AVSM. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, and Jai.